Breaking news from the National Football League, and this is no surprise, but I think it is significant. The Miami Dolphins have officially named Ryan Fitzpatrick as their starting quarterback for their opener this weekend against New England. Head coach Brian Flores made the announcement this morning and says that Tua Tagovailoa will open the season as the backup. Remember, they had Josh Rosen there. They released Rosen. And so they do make Tua the backup. So I think both of those things feel important to me. The fact that Fitzpatrick will be the starter and the fact that Tua is going to be the backup. So Ryan Clark, let me just ask you, we talked so much about Tua in the build-up to the draft and the draft process and everything else. Now that this has officially been announced, should we expect to see Tua Tagovailoa at all this season for the Dolphins?
You know what? I think he should. I think Tua Tagovailoa, he is the future at the quarterback position for the Miami Dolphins. And listen, I know people are going to think I'm crazy for this, but if you think he's healthy, if you do believe that he's on track to be your guy going into next year, I think you develop a package for him. I think you give him some opportunities to get on the field where the moments actually matter. And he doesn't have to play a lot, but you don't throw him out there in garbage time if the Dolphins are ever up enough to do that. What you do is you get him in the first quarter, you get him in the second, you allow him to feel it. Remember, this guy didn't have a preseason, so if you ever expect that he can move in this season, he needs to get some reps. So why not let those reps be meaningful? Why not see him take a hit, make a play? So to me, we will see Tua at some point, and I'm saying we need to see him sooner than later and not when it's absolutely necessary. Try to get him some reps. Try to let him get the feel of it. Ryan Fitzpatrick is the person to do this with because he knows who he is. He's aware. This won't be like putting him in for Aaron Rodgers if you're Jordan Love. Get Tua the snaps, and I think we see him as the starter before this year is up.
Well, I was going to come to Mike T, but I noticed Kimberly shaking her head. Why are you shaking your head, Kimberly Martin?
Because we will see Tua at some point, but here are 3 reasons why I don't want to see him anytime soon. They have a new offensive line coach. They have new starters on the offensive line, including some rookies. And if you can't protect the quarterback, what are we doing? Really, what are we doing? This team, you know that Tua is the future. So why risk throwing him out there sooner than you need to? What is Fitz? What has Fitz been? The guy. He's the bridge guy. He comes out, gunslinging, 400 yards, cool. Then by week 4, 5, 6, he starts to fizzle. Okay, put Ryan out there. Let this offensive line gel with no preseason, COVID restrictions. Let these young guys protect Ryan Fitzpatrick. So by season end, they'll be able to protect Tua.
Interesting. That makes a lot of sense. Mike T, what I was going to ask you, and I think that leads this perfectly, is am I overstating the significance of Tua being the backup, which is to say, you want to plan very specifically, whether Ryan is right or Kimberly is right, notwithstanding. You want to have a plan, and you want to follow that plan, which is to say, if he's your backup quarterback, now you also are susceptible to things that are beyond your control, which is if Fitzpatrick gets hurt, all of a sudden now here he is, Tua's running out on the field, even if it isn't what you wanted to have happen. That strikes me as at least reasonably significant. What do you think, Mike T?
Yeah, it's a very nuanced point. I think what the Dolphins have to do is have 15 or 20 plays in their back pocket that Tua is very comfortable with. And to Kimberly's point, which is really important, can he protect himself? Does he know the protections? Does he know where the hots are coming from? Because if he can't protect himself, you should make him the 3rd string quarterback. Go get somebody else. And that's most important. This has to be the 10-year decision for the Miami Dolphins. So your point is a good one, Greeny. If you're the number 2 quarterback, you are 1 hit away. So I'm sure the Dolphins will go into this game against the Patriots saying to Tua, let's go over 15 plays that you know backwards and forwards, because if you go in the game, we have to be able to protect you.
Right. If he's the 3rd quarterback, I guess what I'm trying to say, if he's the 3rd quarterback, then you decide when he starts to play. If he's the backup quarterback, then the circumstances might decide when he has to play. I find that interesting. Let's keep an eye on what happens this weekend. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.